Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, where we are building the Reno, Thousand Oaks and Roseville Railway. A bit of quick housekeeping before I get into the episode itself. I have made a bit of a change to my setup, so I have purchased a new microphone. It is an Aston Stealth microphone if you're interested. It's a bit of tech I've been really excited about adding to my collection, but it's a little bit different from the AT2035 I was using before, so if you're one of the regulars, please feel free to let me know, does it sound as good as my previous mic, or better but different, or different but not as good? There's a few things I can play with to sort of change around how it sounds. But yeah, that's it. We'll get into the episode itself now. Alright, so last episode you'd remember we made some sort of network changes. We obviously added our line over here down to Simi Valley, but we also put a lot of services into play on our existing network. So we've got some new goods services, some new fuel and brick services, things like that. And one thing I've noticed throughout that episode and while I was sort of pre-planning for today's episode is that this bit of track here running between Roseville and what we'll maybe call Santa Clara Junction here is quite a busy section of track. We don't have massive slowdowns right now or anything like that, but we're probably not far away from getting there, and obviously the fact we're still using the low-speed tracks here as well is probably going to affect our throughput. As you can see, our PA here is actually needing to slow down between signals because obviously this guy here is not fully clearing signals. So as you can see, it keeps slowing down to, just above 80. So we can do better than that. First thing we're going to do is something I talked about doing last episode, but sort of said, no, we're not going to do it quite yet. We're actually going to be replacing Roseville Station. That's exciting. A little bit exciting, I think. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to combine these two stations into a single station that has separate passenger and freight track. So I'm just going to wait for these trains here to clear, and then pretty much we're going to delete both of these stations. I will pause, obviously, because it's going to break probably 3/4 of our lines, and then we're going to plan out what we're going to do next. Alright, so our trains have all cleared the station. Probably enough clearance now. We're going to whack on pause. And as I said, we're going to break everything. That's what's going to happen now. So I'm going to remove a whole lot of track and a whole lot of station. And we are pretty much going to start from scratch. At least that's what I would have said if I actually had money in the bank account, which I didn't at the time, but I've let it run for a little bit. Some cash has come in and we're going to start ripping up a whole lot of track. And hopefully not run out of money, because that would be absolutely disastrous. Alright, and here we are. We've got our nice blank canvas that we can start building a new station on. Alrighty, so let's get building with our new station here at Roseville. Now, I had downloaded this station off the workshop. This is the Baltimore Penn station, which I think is a really cool station. And I was planning to use that, but unfortunately, it doesn't work well with... I can't add freight platforms to it, so it's not going to work. But I'm sure we can... add that in at some point on our network. It's just not going to be here. So we'll be using an old-fashioned regular passenger station. We'll take it up to... Let's see if we can get 320 in, obviously, we're not going to use 320 for much, but if we could, that will sort of give us some breathing room to sort of plan for the future. Alright, so we're going to have a 3-track... passenger station here, and I'm just going to try and get this in as close as I can to our road, which I think is going to be about here. Alrighty, so that is all done. So this is actually a 3-track station. Yes, we are going to slightly change up how it's going to work, and then from here I'm going to get in our freight tracks. Apparently this is the largest station you can have, which is a surprise to me. I think there is actually a mod you can use that adds in bigger stations though, I think. Alright, so interestingly, the limitation on how big your platforms can be is actually it's a pretty crappy sort of a limitation, to be honest. So I couldn't have the massive station I wanted to build, in fact. I even installed a bigger stations mod and it didn't seem to impact it. So that's not great. But regardless, I think the changes we're making are still going to be good and I still think they're going to work fine. So yeah, not great, but still, you know, it is what it is. All right, so we've reconnected up our station with our industry. All is good there. And next we're going to sort of work out how we're going to, I guess, do all these linkages, because there's a lot of new linkages we need to make now. And I think we're going to link back towards Thousand Oaks to start with. That's probably our simpler sort of links to make. And what I'm going to do, we are going to basically connect these straight up. And you'll notice I'm doing something a little bit different here. So this third track here in the middle, that's actually going to be a sort of a shared track that we can use if the other tracks are busy. So this middle one here isn't going to be used under normal circumstances. Also just going to remove the overheads as well. All right, that is that connection made. And now we'll make our passenger connection on the other side as well. Because once again, this is going to be a simple one. So that is actually the simple connection. The more interesting ones are going to be our freight connections. So we have this short stubby track that will be for our short goods train that is going to Thousand Oaks. So we've still got that there. That is good. And that one's a nice easy one. Next from here, what we're going to do, we're just going to link up everything else pretty much. It's actually a really simple connection that way, if we do it like that. Except this one here, this one's a little bit more difficult, isn't it? Alright, there we go. Beautiful. It's a bit of a different sort of station, isn't it? It's more complex and things like that. These are a little bit janky as well, our freight connections. That's a bit weird. But we'll leave it. It's fine. I do want to do actually a little bit of terrain smoothing while we're doing this as well, because it's a bit silly, isn't it, with these sort of big, strange drop-offs with our terrain. So we'll fix that as well. Okay. Next, we'll look at the other side. So here's where our big changes start. I will actually get this hooked up so it works properly, and then we'll sort of kick into the big changes that we're making. Okay, so why do we have this little stub set up? It's because we're going to be quadruplicating the track here. So it's a bit of a change, and it's going to maximize the capacity we can run through here. But I still need to connect plenty of tracks up to actually support that setup. So it's going to be a while. I am going to get rid of this road as well. And we'll probably replace it with a bridge if I'm honest. It'll just make this whole flow just that little bit easier. I've also changed my mind on what I'm doing here as well. We will set up our sort of main tracks as these ones here. And that's just going to make it a little bit easier to have sort of all the crossovers we're going to need to do. Alright, now that we've done that, we will do well, hopefully, we will do a scissor type connection here. Perfect, there we go. We've got that sort of double diamond or whatever crossover we've got here. And yeah, things I think are looking pretty good. Hang on a sec, that means I can actually keep extending this. God damn it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, now that I fixed that little snafu, we are all done, and we just need to work out how to make everyone happy again, because everyone is unhappy, and it's probably due to our platform setup, I would say. So we're just going to go through each of the lines. I'm going to skip through this, and we're just going to fix, you know, how they're wanting to operate. Okay, so that's all done. It's cost a lot of money, but I think it should be worth it in the long run. So we're going to unpause. We're going to start our trains flowing again, which hopefully, yeah, should be using all the right platforms, all of that, and it should be a really good thing. Actually, one thing we're missing out on is that our materials plant isn't actually connected to our station. So we will relay that road, and that should make a connection there. Perfect. And as you can see, we lost all our goods that we'd built up. That was what we expected anyway, I think, with the amount of sort of stuffing around we had to do. But it should be a much nicer station to use moving forward. Okay, there we go. So that was... it took a lot longer than it probably appeared on the video because I made a lot of silly decisions. So, yeah, things are looking pretty good now. What we are going to do as well... did you not wait long enough? 90 seconds apparently. Okay. Whatever. So what we're going to do, we're going to upgrade our existing track all to high speed. And that was what we're going to use for passengers moving forward. We will then build a second track that we're going to use for our freight. Alright, that's all done. And now we're going to build our... well, I thought we were going to build it anyway, but apparently not. So we're colliding with our existing signals. Oh no, that's no good. Why is it doing that then? Does it collide with all of them? That is quite silly, isn't it? We're going to build anyway, I think, and we can fix the signals once we get that far. Okay, so not all the signals count as a collision, which is interesting. Only some of them do. I like that one. I'm hoping we can just... No, I was hoping we could connect directly there, but apparently not. Okay, that's interesting. Well, no, we're not going to... Obviously, we're not going to be doing that. What is this? Why are these here? What the hell? What? Why are they there? I think I've broken the game. So bizarre. It's not affecting our coverage or anything like that. They're just random ass buildings that are there. Actually, it probably is, to be honest. And I don't know how to fix it. Oh well. Alright, we're getting some more cash in, so we're going to keep building this this railway. Alright, the quadruplication is complete. Now, what we need to do is work out... I guess our main issue is work out how our junction over here is going to go. And I think what we'll do, probably, is we'll have sort of some crossovers enabled here. And then one track is going to go one way, the other one is going to go the other way. And probably our tracks going towards Fontana will further break off towards Lancaster and Simi Valley. So we're going to delete this part of the junction completely. Now, what I will do is we'll get our high-speed tracks continuing on. We'll also continue on these tracks. They will become high-speed tracks as well. And then we're just going to have a flat sort of connection between the two sets of tracks, which we can probably do as standard tracks. Let's have a look. If we make them nice long connections, we can probably still use high-speed, actually. We're going to move back this set of signals. And hopefully this will work. I don't know if this will actually work the way I'm wanting it to. But let's see. We're making that connection there. We can make this connection here, which should lock in as well. Now, question is, can we make a connection the other way? Will it still work? I'm thinking it's not gonna, hey. Nah, it's too complicated a move, I think, to get it to work. That's okay. Basically, what that means is we're just gonna have to stagger out those connections pretty much. Which may not be ideal. But it's still gonna work, and that's really all that matters. Cool, so that will now work again, so we'll unpause. And as we can see, we're already seeing this movement happening on our brick train, probably going to Santa Clara, I would say. Yes, it is. And now all we need to do is upgrade all these little sections here to high speed. I think probably just so it makes it look a little bit better, if nothing else, really. So we'll just get those. Oh, you see, okay. Interesting. Or could we swap any bits back? We can swap that bit back. And then we can do the rest. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine like that. These connections are both fine, but I will upgrade this to high speed as well. And that section as well. Alright, cool. Now all we need to do is signal the rest of our quadruplication, and then we can turn off this connection here, and they're pretty much going to operate, I guess, more standalone to each other. Look very ugly, don't they, when they're placed so close together? They might have had a point when they said they were too close. Wish you could do like double-sided signals. There's only one that we're using, or one pole we're using, but no. Alright, so that connection should be good now. We should have adequate signaling. And I think you're not going to be using the brick line, so I think we should be right to remove the connection now. Yep, perfect. Alright, I don't know how long this episode's going to have been so far. I've been recording for over an hour, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot shorter than that because I've done a lot of replacing things and stuff that I've done off camera. So, I will get a little bit extra stuff done while we're here. If it was already a long episode, well, I guess this is a bonus. So, two things I would like to do. So, we've got our bakery over here, which looks like it's doing okay, I guess. It could probably get some more bread, if I'm honest. Yeah, so we need to ship more, which is okay. So that works out well, because what I would like to do is send some bread over here to Roseville. So, whoa, look at that. We've got our new freight station that can accept it, and we can then run a bit of a circulator route to get it to our commercial buildings. Excellent. How good is that? It's almost like I planned ahead for this. So what I'm going to do then, we'll get a truck station in over here. In fact, what we might do is actually put it on this side instead, which makes more sense because it sort of links up to our station. That looks absolutely ridiculous. So what I might do is relay a bit of this, because it's very silly. So we will... Yeah, why not? Let's do that. No, actually, I don't like that at all. We'll build this bit and then we will connect it up. Okay, and then let's get some unload stops to cover our demand. As you can see, we've actually got a reasonable amount of demand here. So what we might do, can we cover it all? We actually can cover it all, so that is fine. We will get an unload stop right here, and we'll set up a line to do that as well. Next, let us get some trucks set up to run that as well. And I think we will go with our side stakes truck. Get 4 of those, buy them, and get them on our line. So of course they're not really going to be doing much right now because we don't have any goods going in or coming in that would go over there. What we can do quick smart is get a line set up to a food processing plant, which will then allow us to take some food over to Roseville. Now all that's left to do is to get a locomotive and a train purchased to run on that. So we'll pop a good old GP9 on there, as we've been running on pretty much everything right now. We'll take it up to a capacity of, we'll probably just go 162, that's what we've been going with at this sort of point. So we'll buy that, we can easily afford it, and then we can get it on the line. So that's, I guess, a new way we're now using this new sort of joint station here to really serve Roseville with the stuff it needs to survive. So yeah, really happy with that. Alright, last thing I'm going to do this episode is, well, we're going to sort of, I guess, pay attention to what we're seeing on the roads. One thing we are seeing on the roads is we're seeing a lot of cars are going between Santa Clara and Fontana. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us there's an unmet need to connect these two towns, which obviously we have no way of going between right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually connect up a sort of a local service that's going to run between Fontana and Santa Clara. Probably just those two at the moment, but we could potentially run something longer distance if we, you know, have the opportunity to, if the time is right, if the demand is there. So we're probably going to, I'm just thinking, how are we going to make this work? It's going to be a bit of a weird connection. I considered bridging, but I don't think it would work if we bridged. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to sort of split off here and connect up. So this is like just an area of triangles right here. There's just triangles everywhere. It's weird, I know, but I think it'll be okay. So let's see if we can get a nice, decent connection there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lower speed, but it's okay. And we should be able to do a crossover there as well. Yeah, just. Now, our opportunity here is we can use that Pioneer Zephyr that is still running out to Indianapolis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a quick line. Once again, this is just between Santa Clara and Fontana right now, but we could change it if we wanted to. It is also using our platform here that we're not using for anything else right now, so a good automatic choice there by the game. Thank you very much. We're going to call this Fontana Santa Clara Shuttle. And then let's find that Zephyr. And here it is. It's on our main passenger line. We're going to select that and we're going to change it on to the Santa Clara Fontana Shuttle. And we'll watch that, I guess, in the next episode and see how it's going, see how it's performing. And hopefully, we'll be able to make a nice connection there. Well, yeah, it's been a bit of a different one. Obviously, we've been focusing on infrastructure upgrades rather than putting new lines in, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, do all that wonderful stuff, helps me out a lot. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.